going to sell at $10, $50, $100. They're going to be out. They're not holding it over the long term. That's enough to change their life. I can tell you, I talked to a gentleman yesterday that was very disappointed that he round tripped this cycle. A lot of money, like life-changing money that he round tripped on this cycle. He's very frustrated with, like many others are, with Ripple and how the ecosystem hasn't matured and implementation and utility of things, blah, 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 on and on. Him and I differ on, when and how that's going to take place. All good. I always like to listen to other people. But all that being said, $10 million, $20 million, $50 million changes most people's lives in a very meaningful way. And if that is your goal, you're not wrong in doing that, right? Like if your goal was, and you understand the tax implications, and you're going to have more than enough to be able to satisfy, your needs and your family's needs for whatever period of time you've predetermined, cool. I understand why people would sell. The people that have done the best in Bitcoin have continued to hold it. They've sold off some over time. One of the questions that Eric asked me on stage was, there's been a lot of whales that have divested here recently. And they have. There's a lot of Bitcoin OGs that have sold off a substantial amount of their position in this cycle. But, if you got in at $1, $10, $100, $50, $1,000, $3,000, you made a lot of money. And it's probably pertinent's not the right word, a good decision to de-risk some. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. But my whole point with that is there will be less and less XRP that's held by retail over time. We want to help people structure it in the right way, mitigate the risk of creditors, provide them anonymity, give them the best ways to be able to offset the tax implications that they do try to sell some, or they're using it to produce income for themselves and their estate, and also be able to pass it on to the next generation as a capital asset that they hold on to. Why have the Rockefellers maintained their, empire, if you want to call it that, over multiple generations? They've used debt against their assets to buy more assets while maintaining exposure to the current assets that they have. And if they have assets where, technology changes and things shift, they pass those off. They try to sell them at the peak of those cycles, and they invest in things that are down or where they think the puck's going. But they do that through trust and life insurance policies and corporate